What's going on, everybody? I hope everyone is well. Today's video is actually just a real laid back topic, and I'm just going to be talking about the 6 video games or franchises that I personally loved as a kid. Like my personal my top 6. So we're just going to get right into it. It was really easy to say this one. Dragon Ball Z Budokai 2, 3, and Budokai Tenkaichi 3. Bro, when I say this, I'm just gonna start at Tenkaichi 3. It was basically the best Dragon Ball Z game, and till this day, Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3 is the most fun experience I've ever had as a kid, and it is like the best of all of them. And it had the most characters for the longest. It had like 150 characters, including transformations, and the transformations really were different characters, different ultimates, different supers, all that stuff. Now, Budokai 3 was my favorite for the longest time, simply because the dragon world, what's it called? Dragon Adventure, where you can literally just fly around the map as a Goku, Gohan, Vegeta, Piccolo, all the favorites, man. It was so cool to just fly around the map, just being able to explore things, and it was just so freeing, honestly. Now, Tenkaichi 2 isn't on the list, even though it was a great one, and it also had the Dragon Adventure mode where you fly around the map, and it was a new and improved version, but Tenkaichi 3 just takes the cake. But anyways, Budokai 3, it had the most characters for its time. It had, and it honestly was the first game that really had movie characters, because having Broly and Cooler in the game, that was something else, bro. That's something you didn't notice. And then it was the first game in the Dragon Ball, at least Dragon Ball Budokai series, to have GT characters. So, we got the Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, and then Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, bro. And then on top of that, it had Omega Shenron. Now, obviously, that's hardly any GT characters, but it's literally the most important ones, and that's all they had. And the story for GT, there was none. I mean, technically in Goku's story, if you fly around the map at a certain point in time, you'll get this question mark thing, and in order to find it, you literally have to explore the whole map like scientifically, and it was fun too. But out of nowhere, you see this question mark thing. Goku's like, what's this?" And out of nowhere, he's like, and literally just turns into a Super Saiyan 4. And I'm like, what? What? And it was still whatever, It wasn't the story, but whatever. Now, Budokai 2, it's really hard for me not to put this on the list. It is on the list, but Budokai 2 is on the list because of its unique story mode. Now, the story doesn't actually follow the anime or manga to a T. It does its own thing as well. But what I liked about it more than anything was the board game story mode, where you're just Goku roaming around the map, looking at stuff, finding stuff. And if you can only move once a turn, but if you find an onion in the ground, then you get 2 moves a turn. And that's really empowering in order to do more in one turn and fight more people, fight more Cybermen, unlock more characters, have different cutscenes. I mean, Goku, you could be him, of course, but he was the only full 3D model with animation. Everybody else was just like a set piece where they just bounce around. Excuse me. And that's cool and everything. But the funny thing is, since Goku is the main character and he's the one who's on every map at all times, he can get into fights that he shouldn't be able to get into. So he could fight, like, I don't know, like Zarbon or Dodoria and have his own little unique dialogue. And it's like, whoa, that wasn't in the anime or manga. That's pretty cool. And that was just a really nice little piece. And I like that. Or, just things like that. Anyways, Budokai 2 and its unique approach to the story mode really just hit me in the feels like back in the day. It was just a really fun experience. So it had to be on the list. But that's enough about Dragon Ball. Let's get to the stuff that everybody knows about. Halo 3 and Halo Reach. Now I gotta be honest. The reason Halo 3 is on the list is simply because I messed with Halo heavily as a kid. Halo 3 was the game I played infinitely with my brothers and sisters, and oh my gosh, Forge mode, favorite thing ever. I love Forge mode to the end of this earth, bro, because I literally had I have hella siblings, bro. I got 10 siblings, but at that point in time when I was a kid, I had It was 4 of us in the house at the time. So Halo Reach's Forge mode is infinitely better than Halo 3's. So Halo 3 was really just for the whole, I played it because it was a game I played all the time until Halo Reach came out. And then Halo 3, I'm sorry, I didn't know you no more, bro. But Halo Reach's Forge mode was so good that me and my siblings would literally just be on that game all day on the weekend, creating our own worlds, doing our own thing. And we would have like these little launch pad things where you could get to this sky sanctuary, or really more like a sky battlefield. It was like, yeah, we're gonna, you know, if we had an argument in real life, we'd be like, man, settle it in Reach, bro. We getting a Forge mode. We about to handle business, bro. We would literally go to our sky map, and then we would, you know, use those launch pads to boost us up. And it's so funny because sometimes we just didn't get the physics, and we would like start launching up, and we're like, yeah, bro, I'll meet you there, and we're almost there, and then out of nowhere, you just overshoot the whole sky sanctuary, and you fall to your death. Because we didn't have the jetpacks because we didn't think we needed them. So it was so fun. But anyways, yeah, stuff like that. And it's so funny because every time, like, you know, I'm about to, you know, beat my brother or something, you know, in the game, and he's had low health, you start hearing that and then I'm like, yeah, this is it. And he'll turn into the ball mode and dip. And I'm like, bro, you're cheating, bro. You're cheating. And it was just so fun, bro. It was a great experience. I loved Halo's Reach's Forge mode more than anything. And then and that was maybe like when I was in middle school and stuff like that. And in high school when I lived with my mom and stuff, so it was just me, I would just play Halo Reach online multiplayer, and it was fun too. It was great. I loved it, man. I loved it so much. So yeah, Halo Reach is, and Halo 3 is definitely up there. Now for number 3, the Left 4 Dead series, bro. Left 4 Dead 1 and 2, I don't care which one. Left 4 Dead 1 and 2 are both independently great. I love them. And sometimes I go back to Left 4 Dead 1 just so I wouldn't have to deal with some of those other special infected, like the spitter and stuff, because I just like the old stuff. But now they're both old. So Left 4 Dead 1 and 2 were literally just games that me and my siblings would play all day as well. Like it would be Halo Reach or it would be Left 4 Dead. Doesn't matter which one. If it's Left 4 Dead, we're playing it. And we would take turns on stages, be like, okay, we're done with this stage, and we're going to the next. And we're going to take turns, pass the controller, whoever died first, whoever died the most. And then sometimes I would give it up because I'm the oldest and I'm the best at the game. So I would always have the controller. And I'm like, all right, you guys can play. And then they both die. And I'm it was a funny time. It was a fun time. So yeah, Left 4 Dead 1 and 2, it's just those games that you could just play. But nowadays, in this day, right here and now, I still play Left 4 Dead 2 every now and again, and Left 4 Dead 1, but they're basically the same game because, no, not really, but it doesn't matter. I play them for the mods now. Like, I like the game, but I also play the game to use mods because I'll literally have Bowser as coach, and then I'll have Sonic the Hedgehog as, I don't know, one of the other characters, and then, you know, just random people. Then I'll have this random dude from Persona as, another character, Nick, and then Rochelle will be some anime girl, and it's just a fun time. You get to see stuff, and I'll turn the regular zombies into, like, crazy enough, I've done this before, Pinkie Pie from the My Little Pony, and it's so funny because when you do kill them, you just hear, and I'm just like, dude, what is this? What am I playing? This ain't even Left 4 Dead anymore. And the funny thing is, I'll have the hunter become Kermit the Frog, bro. Kermit the Frog. And the tank, I'll just have him as whoever. Sometimes I'll have him as an actual scary monster. Like, maybe he'll be Mr. T from the Resident Evil. And then other times he'll be like War Greymon from Digimon. It's, oh my gosh. So now, Left 4 Dead will never die in my eyes. And I love it. So yeah, man, that's number 3. Now number 4, bro. Come on, bro. Mario Kart Double Dash. Now, I love Mario Kart Wii as well, so I'll put that in the conversation. But Mario Kart Double Dash is first and foremost. Mario Kart Double Dash, brother, is my favorite Mario Kart of all time. The only reason Mario Kart 8 even somewhat compares is because it has almost all stages of all Mario Karts at this point. Because it already had a lot of stages, but then the expansion pass just gave us like Coconut Mall from Mario Kart Wii. Like, come on, bro. And the only other reason Mario Kart 8 even compares to Double Dash at this point is because they finally gave us double item blocks, period. It's no longer, if it's not a Double Dash game, then you get 1 item. No, you always get 2, and I love that. So with that being said, Mario Kart Double Dash, I just love the fact that, okay, first and foremost, the music. The music is S tier 100% times 20. It's so great, bro. You hear that opening music when you hear that dun, 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 dun. It's so much energy. And then you press start, and then you go to the main menu, and you hear this. It's like slow, ambient, and nostalgic all in one, and it's just genuinely good music, and I love it. And then the characters, you get to have two characters for one part, and then those characters, everyone has their own unique, part of the team. Everyone has their own unique, special, like specific item that only they can get from their team members, And then when you beat all the Grand Prix and stuff like that, you unlock King Boo and Piranha Plant, and you find out they can use anybody's special moves at random. And I'm just like, wow, the stages are so awesome. Peaches, I think it's Peach's cruise ship, one of the best stages ever. They got, oh my gosh, they just have everything. The music is so enticing and incredible, and oh my gosh, it's so awesome, bro. Okay, Mario Kart Double Dash will forever be solidified as my favorite Mario Kart game. And the reason why it will not be on the GameCube emulator thing that Nintendo Switch 2 has is because they will literally steal their own player base from their new Mario Kart $80 World Tour. Or whatever, just World. The only reason that Mario Kart Double Dash is not included with the GameCube is because they will steal their own customers with the game that they're putting out for technically free, if you get the expansion pass. So yeah, I love Mario Kart Double Dash, bro. It's like literally my favorite one. Mario Kart 8 is really up there because of just the pure amount of content they have. Like, it's just so much content. And then the music for Mario Kart 8 is great too, though. Like, Factual. Oh my gosh, that saxophone. They be going in with the saxophone. But that is number 4. Number 5. This is definitely a niche one, specifically for me, because I just played it a lot back in the day, and I liked it a lot. It was really fun. Mario Superstar Baseball. That is, I know I don't even like baseball, if I'm being honest with you. I actually despise baseball. Like, I hate it. I just genuinely don't like baseball. It's boring and dangerous to me, because if the pitcher ain't pitching correctly with that 90, well, let's just be honest, non-pros, if they're pitching with that 70 mile per hour or more speed of a baseball, and then they hit you, that's just a wrap, bro. That's your arm, bro. That's a wrap. And I don't have all the gear to play baseball, so I don't have shoulder pads and nut pads and all that stuff. So yeah, no, I'm not playing baseball. But what I will say, Mario Superstar Baseball was great, because at the end of the day, they have plenty of characters. You can play as Mario, Luigi, Baby Mario, Baby Luigi, Bowser, Little Koopa Bowser. You can play as Dry Bones. You can play as Yoshi. You can play as Daisy. You can play as Peach. You can play as Koopas. Like, bro, there's so many characters. And now, I do not like the fact that some of the characters don't have their own unique specials. For whenever you use like a star, you can use like a very specific special version of basically when you hit the ball, you can transform it into a fireball if you're Mario. You can transform it into a Bowser shell, I believe it is, if you're Bowser. Yoshi can turn it into a bouncing egg that'll bounce away from the opponent. So I think he's actually the best character simply because of that right there. Because he can literally make the egg bounce in different directions. So that's cheating. But yeah, but other characters like Baby Mario, Baby Luigi, and they only have like basically a little bit of a harder hit if you use like a star power to increase the power of your hit whenever you actually hit the ball. So I still like playing as them though, but at the end of the day, they're not the best characters. So it doesn't matter though. I love that game. It's really fun. It's really fun. But it is niche, and I understand that. But yeah, man, that was number 5, man. So number 6, bro. Oh, if you don't expect this, I don't blame you, but you should. Resident Evil 4 is the game. Oh my gosh. The only horror game that I genuinely beat is Resident Evil 4. I don't beat horror games, but I will say I came close with Dead Space 2, kind of. I got to chapter 10, but it wasn't my PlayStation, and my uncle, it was his PlayStation, and he moved out. So yeah, Resident Evil 4, bro. Oh my gosh, I love Resident Evil 4. I even bought it on the VR on my Quest 2, and I kind of need another Quest 2 because the straps are broken. It's not working. But long story short, Resident Evil 4, man, I beat that game at least 3 times. In real, at least 3 times, bro. So I beat the first time, and I hate puzzles, bro. I hate puzzles. I do not like puzzles. I don't like them, bro. But for Resident Evil, I'll do it. Resident Evil 4, I'll do it. And I beat that game the first time. It was so fun. And then I beat the game the second time, and that was, just as fun. But I collected just enough money on the second run to buy the ultimate weapon, the infinite launcher. Now, the funny thing is, I did this thing to where, because they had the Chicago Typewriter, which is an infinite assault rifle. And I wanted to try that out. So I saved the game right before I beat the game and stuff, and, went and bought that. So I did that, right? Bought the Chicago Typewriter, and I was like, okay, it's really just a machine gun that doesn't stop, but I can understand that this is a GameCube game, and sometimes, like, the Chicago Typewriter shoots so fast that it doesn't necessarily register every single individual hit, and even if it does, some enemies just have a lot of health, like boss enemies. They're going to keep walking through that Chicago Typewriter and hit you and kill you. So I undid the game, I turned it off, I turned it back on, and then I loaded up the infinite launcher, and I beat the game a third time. Quickly too, bro. When I tell you I was shooting, bro, don't you dare misunderstand that. I was shooting and I didn't stop, and it was so fun, bro. Oh my gosh, Resident Evil 4 was that game for me, bro. That is, oh my, look, I have Resident Evil 4 on PS2, I had it on GameCube, I have it on PlayStation, and I was going to buy it on the phone, but I don't have enough memory on my phone to really do all that. So one of these days I will buy it on my phone. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm actually probably going to get Resident Evil 4 on my computer now that I think about it. Like, Resident Evil 4 is the game, bro. Like, it's kind of how Final Fantasy 7 is to a lot of people. Like, oh yeah, we finally went to 3D. Like, obviously Resident Evil started as 3D, but it's just like the first, it's the camera angles, okay? In the movement of the game. I did genuinely try to play Resident Evil 3 Nemesis when I had my PlayStation Vita back in the day, because I just had it. I think they gave it to me for free with the PlayStation Plus subscription, which was really nice. But I just couldn't play it. I wasn't interested enough in that bird's eye view camera angle. But regardless, man. So those are my top 6 video games / video game franchises that I really, really enjoyed, and those are my favorites, man. I have more, of course, but these are the ones that I remember playing the most. Like, I have hundreds of hours in each of them, possibly even over 1,000 in some of them, because it's just like, that's just my stuff, bro. Oh my gosh, I loved it. So, man, that was just a little simple, quick video for you guys. I just wanted to share something about myself and about what I enjoyed back in the day as a kid, and even to this day sometimes. I hope that you guys enjoyed the content. I hope you guys are having a great day, and if not, then I hope it gets better after watching this video, man. So yeah, thank you guys for checking it out, and it's been Yap A Lot Gaming, and I'm about to go to work. It's time to go to work. See y'all guys later. Peace.